Hi there, this is James, or Darth Cephalus, on the Saber forums. This is my first review for an Archon. Believe it or not, this thing in front of you is an Archon. One of the nice things about this Saber is the MHS compatibility. Ultrasabers does a really good job with a lot of their Sabers, making it pretty easy to swap around parts. You see this pretty heavily customized right here. This is an Archon body, but the pommel is a dark war glaive, and the emitter is a war glaive with dark war glaive claws. I've done a little bit of work on this as well, adding some carbon fiber down here, and making some plates for it up here as opposed to the other claws. But all in all, the nice stripe work right here on the Archon makes it a pretty versatile saber. It's got a rigid part, it's got a flat part, it seems to work for a lot of different combinations. Really though, more than anything, what I wanted to review with this saber was not the construction of the saber, but some of the features that Ultrasabers has been working on lately. Particularly the emerald. For those of you who haven't done anything with emerald yet, it's expensive, but it's definitely worth it. A lot of people talk about the light features and the customization, but one of the nicest things I think about the emerald hasn't been talked about too much, and that's the weight. For those of you who have had sabers and have been swinging them around, it seems that just about all the time, one of the things about the sabers always, or something always rattles. Whether it's the LED module or whether it's the battery pack and some of the things that don't have the soundboard, but something almost always feels kind of empty and movable inside. And one of the nice things about the emerald, and I'll take it apart here so that you can see it. Now, there you have the Obsidian soundboard, but here you have the emerald, and you can see that if it can come to focus here, you can see that it takes up a whole lot more space inside the pommel, or inside the handle rather, which is nice because things don't rattle around. It's got a nice heft to it. If you're doing spins or tosses, it actually tosses like a solid object. The weight's pretty evenly distributed, which is really nice. You can see both of the ports there. Go ahead and put this thing back together. And here I'll just demo some of the stuff that you're already familiar with the emerald. Okay, there we have the light and sound. Let me stick a blade in this. Don't know how well the camera is going to capture this, but if you watch the blade a little bit, I've got this currently set to pulse between bright red and bright orange. And a little bit of the flash on clash, which is probably not picking up well, but it's actually sort of a brownish gold. And you can see as it fades in, the camera's picking up a little bit of a flicker, but I don't really see that in person here. So a couple things about the emerald besides just the weight. The weight's nice, the customization is nice. There are still definitely a few kinks yet that they haven't worked out, mostly to do with the launcher. I find that Windows 8 is a little bit rough with the launcher, and Windows 7 sometimes when you go to set the settings doesn't pick up all of the settings. It'll either set the blade color and not the flash on clash or vice versa. Hopefully that's something they'll be fixing with a software patch a little bit later down the road, but for right now, with a little bit of patience, the end result is definitely worth it. Another thing that Ultrasabers does well, these little AV buttons here. I know they're kind of expensive, but this makes all the difference. Seeing the guarded switches with the plastic on them, it makes the lightsaber look a lot more like a toy than anything else. And it is a toy, but it's a very cool toy, and it looks so much cooler when you have the nice metal glowing buttons. I didn't think that this would be worth the extra cost, but end result, I'm definitely thinking that it was. So that is my custom Archon, sort of, with all of its pieces. And that MHS compatibility, by the way, means that I can keep buying parts as I go along and adding them to this saber and changing it. Those plates that I made, I can take them on and off. So the versatility of the Ultrasabers sabers and the customizability is really nice. They're definitely worth it. Some of the best prices and the best features in the market right now. So that's my review. This is my saber, and I'll see you on the forums.